Hey, what's going on, gun family? Urban Gun Reviews, and today on the channel on Friends with Guns, we got my man Jay the Shooter, and we got Will. So I appreciate y'all coming on the show.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate
Hey,
it,
glad
bro.
to be here, man. Glad to be here.
No doubt, no doubt. I appreciate y'all.
We made it.
Taking y'all
Mama, we
time
made
out.
it. Mama, we made it.
Yeah. So the first question that I ask everybody is, where y'all from?
That's an easy one right there, man. We both actually from Montgomery, Alabama. You know what I'm saying? The Gump.
Okay.
Gump Town.
Okay.
Gump Town. Monkey Town for the old folk.
That's right.
So y'all grew up together?
Nah, man. I ain't never met the dude before, man.
Never met him a day in my life. Not face to
Nah,
face.
for-
No, seriously.
No, seriously. We
Yeah,
never met,
serious.
man.
We've never,
Oh, yeah?
we've never met before. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now I could try to explain what y'all do, but I wouldn't do it any justice. So I'm gonna let y'all explain what it is that y'all do, and you know.
Come on, we want to hear you butcher it up.
I ain't even going to attempt. I don't want to insult anything, leave anything out, you know. But yeah, these
Right.
two guys is really instrumental in the two gun community right now, and they're doing a lot of big things and big moves and making a lot of things happen for a lot of people. So I'm gonna let them get into what they do.
All right, man. Billy, you want to start this off? You want me to start off, man?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. So we are what you would call FFLSOTs. That stands for Federal Firearms Licensees, and we also hold a special occupational tax license. The difference between the two is one, you can sell guns and manufacture guns. The other, you can manufacture and sell National Firearms Act items, NFA items. So that's the core of what Sev2 is. Sev2, the business itself, can conduct those functions. So that means that we have our Sev2 platform. We manufacture our firearms, and we are ambitious about making sure that you guys can do it too. That's why we have the FFL Elite course. It's the first product that we put out because we want to educate you guys, man. We want to make sure everybody has the capability of just being able to do what we do. So quick disclaimer, quick reason for why we do what we do. Had an ATF inspection last week, and it turns out that African American FFLs are less than 1% of the 78,000 FFLs throughout the nation. So our goal and our mantra is to change that.
Definitely.
All right.
Yeah.
So Billy,
You said what now?
go ahead. You want to add to that, brother?
Well, no. I mean, I think that's the gist of it. The gist of it is the two-way community is there are maybe certain classes that have not seen what it is and what it's not, and there are a lot of dogmas and a lot of things that that people look at and say, oh, that's not right or that's not right. So we're trying to change that whole narrative. Mm-hmm. We're trying to make it where to see people maybe they don't look like other people with fully automatic weapons and silencers and doing the thing that everybody sees that it's okay for certains, mm-hmm. but not so okay in others because of the media or other platforms that basically say, hey, this is wrong, this isn't that. And then also, I think it's also a good platform where I'm the builder. So I actually build the guns for the company. Okay. And I think there are a lot of people who just love to build and love to do stuff. So it's also like a segue into doing something that you love outside of, whatever it may be. Being a firefighter. I was a firefighter for 22 and a half years. Jay, 20 something years military. Doing something outside of that and doing something that you love to do. And I mean, as a kid, I've always wanted to go out and shoot guns. It used to be a 22 for me. It used to be this, and I've always loved that. And I just feel like, that it can be so much different than what people view. And so to me, it's more than just building guns, and I love doing it, mm-hmm. but it's for people that maybe don't have the chance and can't see it, but now they see it. It starts to get normalized. Yeah. So for me, that's what it is.
Yeah, like what y'all doing is like major, like for real. Like when I chopped it up with Jay, when I chopped it up with you, when you called me the first time, and like the stuff that you were talking about, and like that's stuff that I envisioned for myself, but not for like years, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't anything that I thought was like attainable, like in like a year, 2 year span, and then, when you showed me what you showed me and like told me what you told me and gave me the website and all of that, it was like, wow, like this can happen. Like this, I can get this. Right. Like I can become a FFL and I can get fully automatic, firearms. Cause honestly, I didn't know, what I mean? Like that I could, have my own fully automatic firearms and, switches and all type of stuff like that, and like you said, you see certain channels and certain demographic of people with those type of things, and then you think it's not just limited to them, but you just feel like people that look like me don't really have them. I mean, not legally at least. So what y'all are doing is major. I mean, so I want to give y'all roses. While we here, of course.
Hey, thank you, man. I just want to add to that, brother. Like, before we started this, I didn't know that it was capable.
Yeah.
It was only when, I started trekking down this road, man, and I was like, wow, like if I'm pretty savvy with paperwork, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, and reading policies and understanding, different government policies. But so when I started seeing how complicated it can be, I was like, man, how can I make this available to the open public, to other individuals? Yeah. How can I make this process a lot more seamless and streamline that process so that other people can come on board and be able to fill that void in the marketplace? Okay. You know what I mean? And the added benefit is we get to normalize not only Black gun ownership, but we get to normalize Black gun dealers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like I said, there's a big gap. Had a very interesting conversation with the ATF about that. And man, he just shed some light on that, man. And it just, the light bulb, it was confirmation for me that, man, what we're doing is really powerful. That's when I really got the confirmation. Everything else, everybody's saying, yeah, you guys are changing the game. But it was at that moment when the actual ATF said, we don't see anybody else making brands.
Yeah.
ATF told me, he said, you guys are making a brand. He said, we almost need an org chart to kind of talk about what you guys are doing to be able to capture it all. And I'm like, well, God, I'm a year into this. We're a year into this. Billy and I are 7-8 months into this.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So yeah. But thank you guys, man. Thank you for those roses. We'll take them and we'll make sure they continue to grow.
Oh yeah, for sure. So on the YouTube side, like how did you come up with your name, Jay the Shooter?
Man, that was the hardest process, to be honest with you. I came up with so many different names. I'm trying to figure out I was like, damn, what am I? My name is Jay. I go by Jay. My family call me Jay. How do I do it? And I said, man, well, I'm gonna be shooting, so I'm just gonna say Jay the Shooter.
Yeah.
And just keep it simple. Kind of like
things could be so complicated. It's crazy.
It very right, man. I was thinking Tyler the Creator. Then I was like, okay, well that rocks for him. I was like, okay, Jay the Shooter. And I was kind of concerned about that, man, because I knew that I always wanted to make it not just a YouTube channel, but I also wanted to bring that entrepreneurial flair into it.
Yeah, definitely.
So one of my concerns was, okay, with a name like Jay the Shooter, is that going to work well in a business, from a business perspective?
Yeah.
And I got a little rub at first, but I think when they started seeing what I'm doing, then everything kind of worked itself out.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, it's crazy, like, just hitting on like Black gun ownership and stuff like that. It's like I get tons of emails and people in comments, hitting me up and asking me, do I know any, Black gun dealers or Black gun FFLs or anything like that, in my area. And I'm like, no, I don't. And it's like I said, it's just great what y'all doing because, now you're shedding light on a situation, and growing in the community and a lot of people that look like us are going to benefit from, what you guys are doing.
Indeed. So, and let's change that. We're going to take that as a challenge and let's change that in your area. That sounds like an opportunity.
Yeah, for sure. How long you guys been in firearms?
Ooh. Go ahead, Jay.
No, you got it, bro. Go ahead.
Ever since I touched one. So as a kid, my grandfather always had them around. He was out, he did his thing. So he always had firearms around. And as a kid, I used to, be adventurous as kids are. And, luckily nothing ever happened. But I've always been around firearms all my life. But I think the first time actually shooting one at a target and seeing the target kind of blink and just getting into it. So for me, it's been years, man. Honestly, I love to hunt. I love, I'll go out and I'll hunt anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I love to hunt. I just forever. So my answer is absolutely forever. Since I was a kid. And then once I started fooling with them and learning the mechanics and learning how they work, I've just been intrigued. So forever. And now it's just it's a habit and a hobby. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's my thing.
Okay. Jay, what about you? How long you been in firearms?
Hey, for me, man, it was, I can say I remember at 13, probably about 12 or 13, man, my grandmother had a 22 revolver in her chest. And I'm young. I almost shot my hand off, man. Just not having having the right example that Billy had growing up with his grandfather. I was always intrigued because it had a pearl handle on that 22 revolver, and I always liked it, but I never really fully got into firearms until I joined the military. That's when I really got into it. One of my first jobs, I was an armor for the unit that I was in, an infantry unit. So if you're a unit armor, I mean, you're pretty much maintaining accountability and issuing guns all day long. That was my job. And I went to armor school back then. That's back in 2000, man. Back in 2000, that's a long time ago. Make me feel old. But from then, that was my first initial injection to firearms. But however, I moved to England thereafter, and I could not touch a firearm unless I was at the gun range while overseas. So I didn't really fully get into firearms until I moved back to the States in 2014. And then that's when I bought my very first firearm in 2014, December.
Okay, what was the first firearm you got?
Oh man, it was actually, I think it was two. I think I got two. I got a Glock 30S.
Okay.
And I got a Springfield XD40.
All right. Billy, what about you?
Yeah, those are my first two guns. Yeah.
What was the first firearm you had?
The first firearm I had.
Hey, legal. We talking legal.
Yeah, right. You know, we all have, you know, track records maybe. But first one that I had, I don't remember. Honestly, it's been
good answer.
No, it's been that long ago, man. Like I really don't remember the first firearm that I'm pretty sure it was a shotgun, because that was like my first thing where it's like pretty much multi-purpose. I mean, you protect the house, you can get it when you're, you know, at a younger age, legally, like by myself, without just having one. So it was some kind of rifle. I'm assuming it was a shotgun, because that's just like the most all around, if you have a problem and you get to that gun. So I'd assume it was a shotgun.
Okay. Nice. Besides military, do you have any other type of training when it comes to firearms?
Well, yeah. Recently, I did the NRA pistol, NRA RSO, USCCA, became a USA firearms instructor. I did that for my personal knowledge. I don't use those to go out and train, but I wanted to kind of learn some of the policies and legalities behind it.
Okay.
But as far as like outside of military, that's basically it. I haven't done any more formal training. I will begin with Cloak and Dagger Tactical when I get back to Virginia, when I leave Germany, and we're gonna do some training. But everything I've done, man, I've just kind of going out blinking. I'm not a super duper tactical guy, although I spent so much time in the military. And that's probably because my military time was spent doing more intelligence work, more so than actual, on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Lavin Bravo style infantry work.
Okay, nice. Bill, you got any firearms training?
Yeah, well, training I do all the time. Training, tactical training. I love to move. I love to walk and shoot, move and shoot. Cover, conceal stuff. But when I was in the fire department, I was actually in a unit called DPU, which was Dignitary Protection Unit. And basically, when I was in the fire department, I was a paramedic. And being a paramedic, what they did is they actually armed us to go out and protect certain individuals, whether it be the mayor or the governor or people who come to Montgomery for some kind of occasion. Okay. And so when the national delegate came, I remember being on the Edmunds Pettus Bridge with, Kamala Harris was 25 meters away. And that was like part of me having to cover this. And from Donald Trump Jr., Hillary Clinton. So all these people have been in the area to do certain things in Montgomery because of, the history of Montgomery itself. So I mean, I've done that, but outside of that, I've done, just tactical military training. I always go out, I always move, I always, do different things. And, so yeah, from transitioning to, actually getting down on the ground or getting up. So yeah, that's my move. I love that.
Okay, nice. What made you want to be a content creator?
Who, me or Jay?
Jay, I'm sorry.
Oh man, so if I'm gonna be completely honest, man, content creation, I've always liked it. I loved it. I really wanted to, during COVID, I had to figure out something to do. Okay. So all this started during COVID, and I had a teenage daughter who was in the house with nothing to do, can't go anywhere, can't really get with her friends. So we started learning how to play with Final Cut Pro. So I was like, you know what, man, this would be pretty cool for me to go ahead and start a YouTube channel because I'm a home-based dealer and I need to be in front of people if I'm going to create a base of potential customers. So not only are we going to just take a phone and put it in front of us and start recording, let's try to do it properly. Let's try to learn all the different techniques to create a quality video. So, you know, having a teenager, man, she picked up so many things so quickly and we just kind of bounced off each other. And it began a really interesting dynamic of a relationship for me and my daughter to work together. And yeah, man, so now she's starting her own YouTube channel. My other younger daughter is starting gaming channels, and she's doing all of the editing for everyone in the household, essentially.
Okay, that's dope. Keep it in the family.
Absolutely.
Yeah, my kids are the same way. Like all three of my boys, they do gaming channels and stuff like that, and it's just crazy how quick they just grasp on to things like that. Like I'm sitting there trying to understand certain things and certain programs, and my son come down like, no, you got to do this, you got to do that, and it's just like that with them, you know. So that's it's nice to at least have, you know, somebody in the house that can help out from time to time.
No, that's good. I'm gonna have to get some notes from you, man, as far as, you know, how some of the questions I have for their gaming channels. I'm pretty sure your sons are successful with it as far as growing their audience and all that. So trust me, I'll be reaching out.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
How long have you done YouTube?
I officially hit 1 year July 9th.
Okay.
So that was 1 year on YouTube.
All right. Nice. What motivates you to be a gun tuber?
The impact, making a difference, making a change, man. Like I said, you know, our mantra is to change the game, to save lives, to normalize. Like I said, I'll let the trainers normalize, you know, training us to be efficient with our arms. But my specific focus and our specific focus from a Sev 2 standpoint is to normalize Black gun dealers, or just gun dealers as a whole, but we want to specifically focus on that market since they're less than 1% throughout the whole nation. Yeah. So I just want to put a spotlight on that economic opportunity in that area. Okay. So that right there alone is one of the primary reasons why, you know, I kind of focus on that.
Yeah. How'd you guys come up with the name Sev 2?
Go ahead, Billy, man. Talk, man. You don't want me to tell the story.
Of course, our licenses. When we get into license, FFL license, when you talk about 07, that means you're a manufacturer, that you can actually manufacture firearms. Okay. And then the type 2 means that we can deal with NFA firearms, which are suppressors, machine guns, stuff of that nature. So it's one part of 7 and then 2. So it's just basically our license type is the name and how it came up. Okay. It also has kind of a personal meaning to us. Like I said, Jay and I really have never met each other, never face to face. When this business started, it started remotely. He is, you know, way far away from now. I'm in Alabama. He's in Virginia. And so we started it very, very long distance, but we found out that my birthday is actually July 14th. So that's 7 times 2, 14. And his is, you know, on the 7th. So it kind of all blends, kind of like it's kind of when God's there and like stuff just like you meet certain people and certain things happen. Yeah, it's like nothing goes wrong. Yeah. And so it kind of has dual meaning. It's like a personal thing, and it also is for an easy name. Kind of understand what we do. Like we build these, we make it happen. But so that's just our thing.
Okay. Now, if I'm to add to that, it also became a solution because people would always ask me, Jay, how do you get those silencers, man? How do you get those silencers? How do you get the machine guns? How do you get the full automatics, the switches? Right. And Sev 2 is the solution. Yeah. You got to be a FFL type 07 SOT class 2. That's the solution to how you do it.
Yes, sir. So how did you guys decide to work together? How did it start?
It just went. Honestly, I mean, it just went. To me, it just kind of just started. You know what I mean? Like it was okay. Hey, let's do this right here. You know, let's build and let's try to grow and help people. And the biggest thing that I really like about Jay, and I think that this is like a two-way street, is that it's not about us. It's not about me trying to take a pencil and sell it and just try to get all that profit from it. It's about trying to help people out and the value. And I think that both of our backgrounds kind of deem that. Like he's military. He has helped other people you know, it's selflessly. And so in the fire department, it's the same thing. It's a selfless type of help. And I think that has really gone and made us even better because it's always about another person. Mm-hmm. If it was only about me, I mean, if it's like I'm trying to keep it all to myself, we're talking about 1%. How can you not, I mean, how can you, you know, justify not helping somebody if the number's 1%? Yeah. You know, I mean, and then so
less than 1%.
Less than 1%. So it's kind of like we would be doing our business an injustice. We would be doing you an injustice, and everybody else that we're really trying to help. Mm-hmm. We're not in competition. It's not a competition because there's so much room. It's an open playing field. Yeah. You know, and it's something that's necessary. So it's like somebody has to lead that way. Somebody has to be in the forefront. Somebody has to take the shots forward. And believe it, me and Jay go back and forth all the time. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like it's business, but at the same time, it's so much bigger than just us. It has nothing to do with us. It has to do with everybody. So that's how it started for me. We walked into it.
Okay.
Yes. So I mean, our visions. We have visions that are. That's one thing. During our first initial conversation, I would say probably first or third conversation, we realized our visions are bigger than ourselves, man. So talking to him is like looking in the mirror. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy how some of the visions that I've had, I'm like, hold up, bro, you ain't just thinking that, man. I've been thought of that about a few months ago, man. Yeah. Like, bro, you really saying it out your mouth right now? I'm like, hold up. So it just made so much sense for us to team up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
How did y'all get to that first initial conversation?
Neil Nesbitt. Neil Nesbitt is a real estate agent that I was selling one of my properties in Alabama, and he was the real estate agent that handled that transaction. And he said, man, I got these guys in Alabama I need you to meet. And Billy was one of those guys. He organized a joint call. So we all jumped on, I think it was probably Zoom. And Billy was on there. Billy was real introverted, real quiet, just paying attention, looking, reading the situation. So he didn't say much during that call, but we all exchanged numbers. Mm-hmm. And probably about a month later, Billy called me and he's like, you know, hey, Jay, I got one of those ideas, man. You know, he was like, hey, I want to talk to you about this. So we jumped on the phone. You know, so I'm like, damn, who is this? DMX on the line? You know what I'm saying? So dude got the so we got the top and we chopped it up during that call, man, and we never put the phone down ever since. Every day we've been chopping it up and just building it together collectively and helping each other actualize our collective vision.
Okay. That's great.
And it always grows too. Like it never stops. I mean, and the bigger it gets, it just gets bigger. It's like for transparency, Jay is over here and I am over here. So like I am very way gone out there, and Jay's like very orchestrated, and I'm the loose one. And we meet in the middle, and the ideas just are so powerful and so big that it's like there's no way that it can't help somebody. You know what I mean? Like there's no way that if we do this right here, that this won't help somebody. So that's just what it is, and it's great, and it works well.
Dope. What you guys carrying for EDC?
29.
Man, I'm still 29.
Yeah.
Man, anything that's in my reach, man. I'll carry my 19X. I'll carry my Springfield 40. Still to this day, one of the first guns I ever bought. I shoot best with it, so that's why I still keep it close to me. That's it. I haven't really built. You know how sometimes, I got some friends. They build their EDCs. Like, all right, this could be my EDC. They kind of plan it, think about it, what they want to. I haven't done that yet, and I kind of feel that I'll do that very soon. But I just don't know. There's so many things out there. I don't know what I want to have to be my EDC yet. That one EDC. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I got you.
I just haven't done it yet. So what do you carry? Out of curiosity.
I carry the CZ P10C.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I carry that, and then I switched between that and the SIG P365 XL. So that's like my two EDCs.
Right.
I'm not even real particular about like an EDC pistol, because at the end of the day, the pistol's just to get me something where I can reach further. You know what I mean?
Got you.
So like my pistol's just to get you up off me, and I want that distance. So yeah, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, at 29.
And you trying to work your way to that self too, and if he put his hands on that self too, hey, you might as well cancel Christmas. He got self too in his hand. That thing gonna get the spin. It's over.
It works well.
Yeah.
Hey, what's your guys' thoughts of guns with safeties?
You said the response to safety?
No, your thoughts on handguns with safeties.
You got it, Jay?
Hey, the Glock got a safety in the trigger. Every gun, got a safety, so to speak. So Glock got a safety in the trigger. My XD, it does have a safety at the back of it. Look, train. My answer to that is train. Train with what you carry so that you're prepared. Whether you have to flick something on and off, do what you got to do. I mean, I'm not carrying my 5.7 where if I'm carrying my 5.7, it's not unsafe.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't carry the 5.7. Just saying.
I think my response is before you touch any gun, you have two safeties. You have your brain and you have your finger. So it doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if it has a safety or not, because if you're not using your brain, and you got your finger on the trigger, then it's unsafe.
Yeah.
So I don't care what gun it is. If it has 8 safeties or absolutely nothing, if it's a gun that if you touch the trigger, it goes off. If you don't touch it, it's not a problem. So use your head and you got 2 triggers right there. I mean, 2 safeties right there. So that's how I think about it. And so it does fall back to training. Take your gun, use your gun, train with your gun, dry fire your gun, work your gun, so you know what to do in situations and what not to do is the biggest thing. So
yeah, that's one thing I could say. Like me growing up, is like I had like no really formal training. I have no training. Like my grandfather was in the military, and he took me shooting the first time, and then my mom had a gun here and there, my uncle had a gun here and there, but like nobody like sat me down and was like, well, here's what this is, and here's the proper way to use it and hold it and to clean it and take it apart. And not that my grandfather wouldn't have, but I just think I didn't show the interest in it to where he wanted to do it and show me the everything to do with it. And I think that even now in the black community especially, there's still a big taboo on guns, because even my mom to this day, like she look at me and my grandma calls me every time I post something on Facebook, and she's like, why you put that gun on Facebook? And I'm like, Grandma, everything I do is legal. And I like to post things not to brag or anything like that or show what I have, but I like to show people that a black man could use guns properly and show people that, because a lot of people don't think that. And like before I got into YouTube, I didn't see a lot of people doing it that looked like me, like doing it properly, even though I had my grandfather and my uncle and stuff like that. But like as far as seeing a whole bunch of people, like a big community of people, it just wasn't there. And now the YouTube community and 2A community has grown a bit to where it's a little bit more familiar to see faces like ours holding guns and training, teaching people about guns. And I just like I definitely like the direction that the 2A community is going. Yeah. And even with the younger shooters, like you got the Perry P's and GHG Hustlers and 223 Bucky, all them young cats, they're doing it now to where even a younger group of people are seeing them and getting them more interested in firearms.
Making it normal. Absolutely. Making it normal. Yeah. You have to see it to make it normal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you just regardless, you have to see it. If you never see it, it's just taboo.
Yeah.
So absolutely.
Definitely. What's you guys' thoughts on carry guns with lights and red dots?
I don't have one yet. I don't have. Well, I do have my mechanic does have a red dot, but I have not purchased a light yet. Olight wasn't messing with me. I reached out to Olight, man. I'm kind of in my feelings about this, man, to be honest with you. I was my YouTube channel had like 1,200 subscribers at the time. I reached out to Olight, like, hey, Olight, I want to rock with you, man. I want to make some videos, you know what I'm saying? I want to make some videos with your products. I want to put it out there. They weren't rocking with me. So, I don't know. I'm kind of in my feelings, man. So I don't have a light yet. I don't have an Olight.
Okay, so was it like that, kind of like they snubbed you, or they actually?
They snubbed me, man.
Okay.
They responded and snubbed me. So Olight, if you're watching this, I ain't coming to y'all. Y'all got to come to me.
All right. Might cost you a little now because you had a chance to get it,
Yeah, before,
man. So, what's your thoughts on keeping a round in the chamber at all times?
Go ahead, Billy. You can't fade to the background, Billy. You gotta talk, man.
I'm an introvert, man. To me, every day, all day, you gotta have. To me, it just feels like one extra step. And if you're proficient and you follow your safety guidelines, and you always have that running through your head, I think it's something that you have to do all the time. So let me just mention that. But if you always have that I have kids in the house. I have small kids in the house, kids that go do the same thing I did when I was young. So there are times that you don't keep it in. But if I'm out and I'm somewhere, it's not going to be an extra step. It's going to be, it's coming out and it's ready to go. And you know, and a lot of people, I think a friend of mine told me it's called Israeli carry, where they don't do that for a reason. I could be mistaken on that name, but I mean, they don't believe in that. But I absolutely believe that if something happens right now and I got to protect my family or protect myself, then I'm not going to go through that extra step to do so.
Absolutely.
Right. Hey, I feel the same way, man. Definitely the same way. It's always ready. You know what I mean?
Definitely. What made you guys purchase your first firearms?
I love them. I just absolutely. I got a fetish for them. I just like the way they work, the way they move, the way they cycle, the way they everything. I love cleaning them. I love taking them apart. You know, it's my hobby, man.
Yeah.
Real talk. That's just my thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm an enthusiast first. You know what I mean? I like guns as well. I just like to hear that sound, man. I mean, that sound of that AK, like you know what I'm saying? Man, I love to shoot. I just love to shoot, and I'm gonna start training more and doing more tactical training. I just found out there's a tactical training center by my house, and they do some of the dopest training that I've seen. So I will be reaching out to them, Loud and Tactical. But now I just love to shoot, man. It's nothing better than shooting. You know, going back to the military, man, shooting some guns, some M249 saws or whatever, man. Yeah. 240 Bravos. I just love to shoot. So. Yeah.
Okay. Billy, what got you into, would manufacturing guns be the right term to use?
Yes. Well, I think it just falls back to what I told you, man. I really just like how it works. So to me, if I was going to get an FFL, I didn't just want to just sell one and just do that. It was more interesting to me to actually put it together and like learn how this does this to make this work, that does this. You know what I mean? So yeah. I think it's more just like the geek nerd factor for me. You know what I mean? Like it's you know, the manufacturer, I got to put it together. If I don't do it, I feel, and I also feel accomplished. I mean, it's a real good feeling that knowing that we have our own firearms. We have our firearms. This isn't a SIG. This isn't a Glock. This is Sev 2. This is our stuff. So, I mean, to me, it's like a tribute to my grandfather, like, Granddad, I'm here, even though you're not here with me anymore.
Yeah.
So it is big. It looks good for my son to know that my father has his own firearms. Like my father built that gun. That is his. And so it's for that reason too. You know what I mean?
I got you. That's super dope.
Hey, let me add one thing in there, man. So I'm not the builder and I'm not a builder. My function is more, you know what I'm saying? I love business and I love development. So for the people that come through our course, when we try to incubate you guys to be FFL elites, even you, any other YouTube platform, we reach out. We want everybody who are at the face of this two-way industry to have their own firearms company. You don't have to build. You can send your items to a gunsmith, even as an FFL type 07, 02 dealer, to have them gunsmith for you. Okay. So you don't have to be a builder. I just want to put that out there because a lot of people may have a little bit of hesitation and say, well, why am I going to become a Sev 2 if I don't build? Because there are other gunsmiths like Billy, like my man, Mr. Wilk, you know what I mean? Like many other people who can come and build and still take your vision forward.
Right.
I just want to put that out there, man, that you don't have to build. You can still come in and flourish in this industry.
Right. But I think the caveat may be to that you do have to have an 07 to have your own. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like to have your own. Urban wants one, you have to have an 07 to put Urban on, you know, to make it yours. You know what I mean? Okay. So that's kind of, but Jay's absolutely right. You don't have to be the geek nerd introvert that does it all the time. You can be, you know, but you can have yours. That's the biggest thing we want you to know. Like, it's about you. It's about your family, your friends, your platform. Do you, but you do have to have it to do that.
Got that type 07. So Billy, do you want to talk about the other thing that's going to open the door for those 07s that we incubate? Is it too early? I think we're so close.
We're on the cusp of it, man. Like we're right there. I would suggest that we hold off. But I mean, it's on you. It's on you. I think it's right at the door. But I don't want anything to go awry. So Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh man. So hey, look.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. All right. Umboko. All right. As a perfect segue to what we just stated, that Urban Gun Reviews, if you want to be a Type 07 FFL and a SOT Class 2, you want to develop your own firearm, we have build manufacturing coming on the forefront very soon, literally probably within the next month. And we will have the capability of manufacturing the lower receivers or whatever you need for that platform. And so we will be taking variances for other people who want to build their own platform. I'll just keep it at that. Was that too much, man?
Exclusive. We got an exclusive here.
I'm sure that's enough. That's enough.
Hey, shout out to Run Your Gun Tactical. That's our brother. He's also involved in that in that business endeavor, and he's been working. Hey, he's been working very hard behind the scenes to make sure everything goes smoothly with the manufacturing piece and uplifting that, so that is a collaboration with our guy. I'll just say Mr. Powell. When I want to put him out there, Mr. Powell and Run Your Gun Tactical, Jerron Smith. So make sure y'all go follow Jerron Smith, because man, when the shirts go change when we come out with that platform. Everything's gonna be different. It's gonna be built. Yeah. So you guys go see that. So that's that exclusive that we're bringing you guys, and it's very near. It's very near.
It's close.
That's dope. Changing the game, I'm telling you, changing the game.
Yes, sir.
What's you guys' thoughts on used firearms? Would you ever buy one, or have you?
I'm not a fan.
Why not? If you don't mind saying.
Well, it all depends who it's coming from and how many hands it's been in. Now, do I have a used firearm? My Desert Eagle, Janky Jada. She's a used firearm, but I bought it from one of my best friends. Okay. You know what I mean? So that right there alone, I was comfortable making that purchase because I knew whose hands it was in beforehand.
Yeah.
And that friend is also now a FFL SOT. So, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Just throwing it out there. Go ahead.
I think it's case dependent. You know what I mean? Where is it coming from? So I think we're in the same boat. I think that you need to know where it's coming from, what it is, because once again, that's a slippery slope. You know, you can't just go anywhere and get a used firearm. But if you're talking about just a firearm that has been fired before, I love them. I don't have to worry about a break-in period. That point to where it's going to shoot whether you drop it in mud, sand, concrete. You know what I mean? So a used gun you can always clean. So I love them. I mean, I think they work better. I don't like guns that don't have less than 1,000 rounds through them.
Yeah, I feel you. A lot of people they kind of want to get guns from pawn shops and stuff like that. And not that I'm against it, but I always tell people there's so many guns right now that you can get for probably the same price, brand new. You can get a Taurus and a whole bunch of other guns that you can get for under $300 if you just need a gun. You know what I mean? So, me personally, I've never bought a used gun. I'm not saying that I wouldn't, but I just think that there's other options out there if you just need a gun, you know?
Right. Well, I think a lot of that is dependent also, though. Like, how much do you know about guns? You know, can you look at a gun and tell that it's been chambered X amount of times? Can you look at the extractor? Can you look at the slide wear over your actual barrel? Mm-hmm. So there are a lot of things. I mean, some people, a used gun is when I go test firearm guns.
Yeah.
Yep.
That gun's used. You know what I mean? So basically, every time if you buy a gun from us right now and say, hey, I want a Sev 2, it's used because it's been fired. You know, I'm gonna go out and run 5-10 rounds through it automatically.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, you just got to kind of know. So I think that's, you know, one of my things. Like, I know if I look at a gun, I can tell how loose the bolt is, how loose it is in its carrier. So, you know, I can test those things.
Okay.
It doesn't.
Excellent. You guys ever bought a gun at a gun show?
Yes.
No.
Okay. You attend a lot of gun shows?
No.
I do. Yeah, they're right here in my city, Chantilly. They have one of the biggest gun shows. But I've never bought a gun. I've always bought ammo, magazines. Mm-hmm. But I can't recall buying a gun. No.
Okay. Would you consider yourself either one of you, would you consider yourself a movie guy? And if so, in your opinion, what's the best gun movie ever made?
Man,
whew.
That's hard, man. I hear a lot of people say Heat. That gun scene.
That's my movie. That's my movie. Heat, even though it's not realistic, it's my movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that scene is so stupid, man. So yeah, that right there. But so, I love that. Say hello to my little friend. And you pop that big ass thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So Scarface is always good because he was just reaching over the balcony and just giving it to him.
Right.
You're gonna need an army. You're gonna take me. You know what I'm saying? That scene right there, falling in that pool. The world is mine. Come on, man. Like that's a hard scene. When my man walk up. So what I always wondered, when my man come behind him, everybody's shooting up, and he's standing there taking the bullets. Come on, shoot me! And dude walk up and hit him with that shotgun. How did that dude not get shot?
They kind of seen him though, didn't they? They seen him because they stopped shooting.
No, man.
I thought they
eventually stopped shooting, but they was lighting dude up, man.
They was hitting him from every direction. So
yeah,
I see your point.
So that scene right there, you name me a better gun scene than that, man. I mean, come on. He's right there taking the bullets. He on that cocaine, and he just, man, come on, man. Yeah.
That's a classic.
Hey, so even to the point that he behind the dead body, that's a tactic. They shoot at him. He fell on the ground. He's changing his magazine. And he's pushing that dead body to take the. Come on, man, that was so far, man. Come on. So it's a toss up between Scarface and Heat.
Yeah, man. For me, I think it's John Wick, and I know it's exaggerated, but the one thing that I like it, if you ever watch the reviews about John Wick and how they do what they do, there are a lot of tactical movements that they've actually played out very well, from like watches being upside down for glare, and how they, how they swap mags and stuff like that. So I guess.
He actually trains with like Terran Tactical.
Oh yeah.
So it makes it a lot more realistic, and
right.
I thought that was super dope. When I seen him training with them, I was like, that's why it looks the way it looks, and it feels real. Keanu Reeves be doing his thing.
Yeah, I think after one, it got kind of spread it out a little bit. But I mean, but as far as what he's doing, they are authentic, and they actually took the time to go look for the realism.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, that's my move.
Definitely. I know you guys, manufacturing your own guns and doing your own thing, but is there any gun that you would like to get, but you feel like the price might be too high?
Shot tag. I think that I want to get a 408, but I think everything's kind of inflated right now, though.
Definitely.
So a shot tag, I think that has that ELD feel to it, that extreme long distance gun. And that's kind of our thing. We have long range precision in our company that we're working well with Ryan out of Infinity Precision. And so that's one gun that I definitely want to put my hands on. Okay. If not, I'll probably end up building a bolt action.
Okay. What about you, Jay?
Man, that taking that M249 and making it a machine gun.
Hey man, are you telling what you doing, man? Are you? I think you on the low trying to tell my thoughts, man.
Man, I see. I thought you was gonna say that, man.
No, man. I don't.
You were trying to throw him off. So you gotta tell me when you trying to throw him off. You gotta drop a comment in private chat or something. Nudge me, man. My bad. I don't know, man. I'm sorry. My bad.
You telling trade secrets, man.
Hey, man. I just be too honest, man. I'm gonna stop being honest. All right, I'm gonna stop. All right.
Okay, so let me go back. M60 for me. It's the M60 for me. That's definitely what I get my hands on. 249 to 240 M60. Yeah, that's definitely gonna be that. In fact, that's not something that we're gonna get. It's something that I'm gonna actually make, and we're gonna get that in the company.
Okay.
Real soon.
Another exclusive. We got them exclusives going
today. Yeah. you pulled it right on out today. I think Jay just talking today.
Hey man, look, I'm gonna stop, man. How about that? That's my problem. I talk too damn much. I talk too much.
Me too.
Yeah. How often would you guys say you clean your carry weapons?
Every day.
I don't clean mine every day.
Every day. I pull that 29.
You carry
every day. Every day. I'll pull it, wipe the spring, put it back together every day. I want to get fast at it. I want to do it blindfolded, one hand tap behind my back.
Upside down like Major Payne.
Yeah, right. I want to do cartwheels with my daughter changing that thing up. Yeah.
Oh man.
Almost all my guns. Like I'll take. I'm that guy. I'm that guy. So for real, like I'm bad anal when it comes to guns. Like keep them clean. If I touch your bolt carrier, if I touch the face of it and it's nasty, it's dirty to me. I get Q-tips and those things all the time, man.
Hey, what? OCD? Can you say OCD?
Very, very.
Oh man, I would say after I use it, whenever I use it, typically they're quick to go ahead and claim. So after I use it.
Okay. In your opinion, what's the best gun you feel like you ever shot, other than the Sevs?
You gonna take the Sevs out the picture? How you gonna take the Sevs out
I know.
the picture?
I mean,
man?
that's the obvious answer, so I want to expand it a little bit.
Damn. Go ahead, but I gotta think now, man. The best gun you ever shot.
I mean, I guess you got to have it specified like best. Like you're talking about like the most powerful, most damaging, most like absolutely ridiculous gun.
I guess so. We can give it that. We can do that.
Barrett 107. Right? That's the most detrimental to, like, I mean, of course you can get you can go more extreme, but as far as like I'm gonna shoot this gun one time and just be totally impressed and like and you have to worry about Coriolis effects and a 750 grain running down range at 2,300 feet a second, and it's gonna be that. It's gonna be just the raw power of picking up 32 pounds of here it comes. Yeah, I'm about to send a straight missile out of this barrel.
Okay.
Hey, you know what, man? I wasn't even thinking the Barrett, but now that you say it, you're right. You're right, man. It's just something special about. It's just something about shooting that Barrett, man. That M107, man, A1. It's beautiful. Trying
to stand up and hold it alone is just you can't just pull it up slow. Like you have to come from 12 o'clock down to, you know what I mean? You gotta. It's just. I mean, it's a piece of work, man. It's just. Can you get more precision? Can you do a lot of things? Sure, but that Barrett's in hand. It's almost like a shotgun. When somebody pumps a shotgun, it's like, okay, there's no doubt. When somebody pulls out a Barrett, it's like, ain't no
game
doubt.
over.
Yeah, right.
Hey, you know what, man?
This thing is stopping a car from moving. You know what I mean?
Literally, engine blocks. Boom.
Right.
Hey, so gotta give credit to Eric Petway, man. When I saw him shoot that
table.
Off the table.
Yeah.
Hey, when I saw that video, I told myself I will have one. I said I will have one. So it was that moment where I knew I had to get one.
That was fire. Yeah, shout out Eric Petway.
Bro, big shout out to that brother.
Absolutely.
What's the worst gun you feel like you ever shot?
It's hard.
Does it hurt? Will it hurt the company if we put somebody out there, man? I got one in mind that that constantly has failures, constantly doesn't run well, constantly has jams, actually blows barrels, cracked frames. I mean, so if you run it enough, it's right there. So just remember when you're picking out guns, know what you're looking at, know what you pick, because there are some firearms out there that.
I can't speak on it because I really don't own. I specifically picked every gun with a purpose when I bought my different guns, so I don't have a bad one. Well, you know what? Well, Janky Jada, but it's a little different with her. I love her. It's a love-hate relationship, so I can't say that's a bad gun. Yeah, my Desert Eagle. So.
All right. You guys prefer indoor or outdoor ranges?
Outdoor.
Okay. Paper or steel targets?
Steel.
Okay. How often you guys get out to the range?
As much as
not enough. Yeah, not enough for me. I gotta. So me going to the range and where I record at, it's like an hour and 10 minutes away from my house. So it's a big commitment to go out there. So I don't get out there enough. I recently discovered a plot of land and somebody who owns it that's a lot closer. So hopefully we can build up a range there real soon, and I'll be able to plink a lot more.
Okay.
So that's what I'm hoping for.
All right. And now is that the range that you go to? Is it? It's an hour and 10 minutes away. Is there any closer? And you just prefer this one, or is there a reason like you chose this one that you go to?
Yeah, because I live closer to the city. You know what I mean? So I have to drive out to be able to shoot the stuff I'm going to shoot. If I'm going to shoot my M107. If I'm out there shooting, full autos, you can't. I did find an indoor range that will let me shoot full autos, but then again, I just don't like being around a lot of people when I'm shooting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody eyes on you. When we pull out a full auto and shoot, it's the whole range is shutting down, man. Yeah. Everybody's looking over there. Everybody's coming over, popping over. And during COVID, man, I'm like, bro, hey, get away from me, man. Like I'm trying to do my thing over here. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so that's the thing, because you shutting down ranges, man. You really shutting down ranges when you pull out a full auto 50 Beowulf.
Yeah.
Yo, yeah. Yeah. Well,
Everything stopped.
yeah, and I think, not to harp on Sev too, but I mean the way they look, the way they come out, the design. I mean, just people gonna look. People gonna look, and they look different, and then they go off, and they're nasty. They're nasty.
All right. Best handgun caliber in you guys' opinion, and why?
Ooh. You got it. I'm running. I just say 9 mil. I know there was a lot of controversy about the speed of 9 mils coming out about 16, and how they go through things. But with the right round, I think 9 mil is just the most all around. I can get a gun from, like you said, the 365 XL.
Mm-hmm.
You can get that, or you can get it as big as the SIG. 320.
Yeah.
So you have a huge range of 9 mils, and I just think that 9 mils just for just picking up and being able to control, being able to handle it, being able to, maneuver as far as, double stack and your capacity. I think 9 mil is the most all around. Of course, the 45 guys are going to get mad at me. I understand.
Man, it's all about getting back on target. So, get back on target the quickest. What can you do that with? I think 9 mil is probably the best round for that.
Mm-hmm. I like the 9 mil myself too. And like you said about the stopping power, I just feel like if you there's so many different grains and type of bullets that you can use that, I mean, really, if you hit in the right place, you're gonna do what you need to do anyway. So
shot placement,
yeah,
shot placement,
definitely. Best rifle caliber in your opinion, and why?
I think all around I like the 308. I like 308s all around. Of course, I like 6.5 Creedmoors, 6.5 PRCs. I like 408s, 416. I like everything, but all around, I think 308 will give you distance, and of course, 30 round, 30 cal bullet, good speed, good velocity, good kinetic energy downrange. I think that's to me is a very all around caliber for a rifle.
All right, so I'm gonna switch up this question a little bit. It depends on what you're using that round for.
Oh, very much.
So now if you're talking about one of the coolest rounds that I've ever shot, that's a rifle round, that Raufoss round. So if you going back to the video I did with Gun and a Hookah, when we was out there shooting Raufoss rounds that explodes on impact, and man, we did some damage to my 50 cal steel target that day. I mean, take a brand new target, and when you're done with it, it looks like it's been a war, literally.
So, I never heard of that before.
You gotta check out that Raufoss round. That Raufoss round is something. It's something, man.
Okay.
Explodes on impact. It fires out of the barrel. 50 BMG. So it's a 50 BMG round.
Okay.
Yeah, so very fun to shoot.
All right. Dry firing, in you guys' opinion, good thing or bad thing?
Every day.
Yeah, definitely
Every day.
definitely necessary.
Small piece of tape on your wall in about 4 different positions every day.
Like it. Thoughts on having a carry rotation?
Yeah, I mean the weather changed, so your carry may change. You know what I'm saying? You're wearing different clothes. You know what I'm saying? And your holster. When your clothes change, your holster should change, quite possibly. So big. And shout out to our company. We're affiliated with ACM holsters. You know what I mean? So we want to go ahead and shout them out. So it depends on what you're carrying, what you're wearing. So yes, it should change.
It should change, absolutely. And then what environment you're going to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Thoughts on appendix carry?
Every day.
Yeah.
Love it. I don't like anything that's to the side of me where somebody can push my arm forward or my hip. They can actually maneuver my body if I'm not paying attention to get to it. Mm-hmm. But I feel like if it's right in front of me, I can actually bend down, cover, and protect myself. And then I just don't think it's as visible. So.
And so what appendix carry holster you got there, man?
No, those ACMs. That's all I carry. So
my bad. We're just trying to plug.
I didn't know if we could pull anything out, so I kind of have it all set up. But HCM. They are amazing holsters. So definitely.
Hey, my bad, man. Hey, we'll know if we can or not, and we cut that part out.
Right. I'll leave it alone.
You good? Plug it, pull it out.
I'm good. I'll leave it alone. It's all good. The ACM holsters. They make them.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any firearms that you guys are looking forward to getting?
Yeah, 249, 240, M60.
Oh man, I can't speak on mine yet, man. I got some real nice I want to bring out real soon, man. I can't speak on that one just yet, but just know it will be It will be a shotgun. I'll just tell you that. I'll just say that. It will be a shotgun.
Okay. Okay. Thoughts on open carry?
Nah, I'm not a fan of it.
I'm not a fan of it.
Me either.
I'm not a fan of it. If you got it, you got it.
I mean, it depends on if you're doing a security role or something like that. Then yeah, you got that badge, you got a security role, you got your whole, belt. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got your whole rig on. Then yeah, then that might be necessary. But if you're not, you're just a civilian, open carrying. Yeah.
I'd say even level 2, level 3 holsters. I think that if you let somebody know that you have it and they want it, it just becomes a problem. You know what I mean? It doesn't really deter anything. It lets me know that you got it if that's the case, if that's the mindset of that person. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right. Should your vehicle or could your vehicle be used as a holster, in your opinion?
It holds a lot of mine. So I mean, I don't know what you know what I mean. So when you're asking the question, what are you talking about? Like exactly?
All right, like there's a Facebook group, and I believe the name is like your vehicle's not a holster, and basically what they're saying is like that you shouldn't use gun magnets, and you shouldn't stick your firearm in between your seats or something like that. It should be on your person at all times when you're in the vehicle. So what's your thoughts on that?
Oh, I absolutely disagree. I'm sorry. Yeah, I got it now. No, if you can get to it safely and you can protect your family safely and you're safe, you have it wherever you want to. That's your vehicle. That is your property. That's yours. And if you want it wherever it is and it's safe to other people more so than even if you're not being safe with yourself, but it's safe, I think absolutely you're allowed to have it and you should if that's what you want to do.
And when you leave that vehicle, it should go with you.
Absolutely. Right. In America, is there a gun problem?
Nah, not at all. I think there's a legal gun problem in America. So if they want to tackle something, tackle the illegal guns. You know what I mean? But I don't think there's a gun problem because they have the background checks in place in order for individuals to ensure they're purchasing them legally. As long as they're, they have if they're concerned in straw purchases, then that's what the law is for. They'll come in and tackle that. Mm-hmm. But I don't think there's a gun problem. I think there's a people problem.
I think the gun problem is predicated off bigger problems.
Yeah.
The quote unquote gun problem is predicated from much bigger problems that need to be solved before what the gun problem is.
Okay. And any YouTube channels that you guys frequent? They don't have to be gun channels. They could be any type of channel.
I'm a big boxing fan, so I say boxing ego. Yeah, that's one. The call maybe about to end. Go ahead, Billy.
I don't really. YouTube's not really my thing. I'm really trying to get into it, but as far as the channel's concerned, I like watching anything how to build guns, different things. So I'm kind of that.
Yeah. So favorite ammo brand, if you guys got one.
My own.
Shit. Hey, we need to go ahead and turn that into a sell two thing there, man. Yeah, you manufacturing ammo over there too? Yeah, so that's a great point. So as a FFL Type 07, it also covers the manufacturing of ammunition. Okay. So the manufacture of firearms and ammunition. So they have a FFL Type 06 that's specifically for firearms ammunition manufacturing, but the 7 also covers ammunition manufacturing as well. So that's a little tidbit for you guys.
Okay, so the 7 covers them both.
Yeah, 7 covers them both. Okay. Retail. So it covers the 01, which is retail, 07 manufacturing of firearms, and it also covers the 06, which is ammunition manufacturing. It covers all 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
What advice would you guys give anybody buying their first firearm?
Train, understand, educate.
Test it out first.
Yeah. Know what this is. A firearm is dangerous. We can't run away from the elephant in the room. Mm-hmm. A firearm is a dangerous thing and can be extremely dangerous. You need to know what it is. You need to know how to operate it. You need to know how to operate it safely. And you need to know what you're thinking when you actually grab that. You need to know what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it. I can't tell you the number of times that I've been around people who pull out firearms who say they know firearms and their fingers on the trigger, it's loaded, ready to go. It's game time right then if something goes wrong. And how many times I've left ranges, how many times that I just throw my hands up and say, I got to go. You know, I had an incident. My bad. Go ahead.
No, I was about to bring that up. Go ahead.
I had an incident, you know, a few months back where we're at the range and accidental discharge, and it wasn't just into the dirt. You know, somebody. I mean, there's something that happened, and it happens. So, yeah, that's my advice. My advice is definitely know, educate, train, be aware of, and then make a sound decision. Don't just go out and buy the biggest, baddest gun there is just because you have it and think that it's cool, because it's not.
Last question, and I'm gonna let you guys get up out of here. How do you feel that in the Black and brown communities we can normalize gun ownership?
Step 2.
Right. Step 2. So, all right, man. So we have all heard about the experiences when you go in some gun shops and have that uncomfortable feeling. It's not all places, but some places there is. You know, I think now, due to the nature of the political landscape, they understand that you want us to be a part of this two-way industry because our voice, as well as your voice, is more powerful as a collective. So, however, this being able to buy a firearm from someone that you're comfortable with, I'll just put it out like that. That is the most empowering feeling, to be able to buy from someone that you're comfortable with. Someone who understands your need and your where you are at the time that you're buying that firearm. So that's the purpose of Sev 2. That's the purpose of us releasing FFL Elite, to be able to create those opportunities. Okay. So yeah, I could go on, man.
Yeah, I mean it's all about two-way. It's all about a right that we have by the Constitution. And so it's all about normalizing and legalizing and making it happen. But you have to understand that there's a big difference in cultures. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, the demographics are different when it comes to that. There are some folks that view it as, if somebody has this, it's going to be used in a crime. It's only used for death. It's a death sentence over here. And people see that and they actually believe that. You know, and in other places, it doesn't matter if they have rocket launchers and whatever. It's okay because it's safe. Well, that's not the narrative at all, and that's what has to change. And until we bridge that gap, there's not going to be that equality. You know, there's not, and it's not talking about equality as far as race and this. It's the understanding in what you see and what you normalize, and the dogmas and the stigmas and everything that's put on this to separate us. That's the problem, and that's what we're here to fix.
Right. So going back to your question, what do we think about normalizing gun owners? Look, we've taken it up a notch. We want to normalize gun dealers. Licensed gun dealers. We want to normalize that. And I think the more we do that, the more we save lives, man. Because I think those responses are going to be a lot different. Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, they say that the human body, you can think about being sick and your body will actually get sick. I think that anytime people think about it enough, that's the way it is. So if we don't change the thinking, and we don't change the narrative, and we don't change the entrepreneurship, and we don't change everything about this, then nothing changes. Do you see what I'm saying? You can't just change part A and say, hey, we got a whole bunch of guns and everybody has guns. No, you need to see manufacturers. You need to see builders. Yeah. You need to see everything that is seen anywhere needs to be seen everywhere. And that's the point of this.
The economics of it all has to shift as well. Not only just the gun ownership, but the gun economics needs to touch us. It needs to touch our community. And I think the more it does that, that's what we want to create jobs. We're creating jobs by we're enabling businesses to create jobs. When you come and take this FFL Elite course and you start your business and you start to, expand and grow, and your business needs to start taking on people because there's so much demand in the community. So we need to capitalize on that economic opportunity.
And I really think the glare behind it, one of the biggest glares to me behind it, is we're taking something almost at a negative standpoint and making it an economic, entrepreneurial, positive standpoint. You know what I mean? And it's a hard struggle because, like you said, your mom and my mom, like, oh, I can't stand guns. Guns are terrible. That's not the case. Yeah. I mean, the case is the people behind the guns are, can be terrible. I'll put it that way.
But that's no different than anything else. But it just seems like with guns, is that's attached to the black community is blacks and people and guns. It's just
absolutely. Man,
yeah.
it's so important that we change that, man, and hopefully, I mean, I get so many, as well as Billy, as well as you. I'm sure you get so many messages underneath your YouTube channel. I mean, you get a lot of hate, but we get a lot of positive messages, man. Like, man, I love what you're doing. I love what you're bringing to this game, and I think that right there, that's why, as far as a campaign for FFL Elite, we're reaching out to you guys, and you guys are reaching out to us as well as we're doing that, because we understand that we are the faces of 2A. I don't care how big or small your channel is, we are the faces. So the more we educate and we let people know what their capabilities are and how they can legally do the things that we're talking about doing, that right there is going to be impactful in itself, and that's gonna be the real change.
Yeah.
This right here, what we're doing right now at this very moment, we're a part of that change in a positive manner.
Right. Definitely. You guys want to say anything before we get up out of here?
Go ahead, Billy.
First of all, no, thank you. I appreciate you having us on. I mean, I appreciate you doing what you do with the 2A community and doing your thing well, obviously. So thank you for having me on, and thank you for having Sev2 on. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure.
Where can they find you, Billy?
Oh, on YouTube, it's Red Phoenix Defense, and on IG, it is the same. You'll see Sev2 Red Phoenix Defense, and that's where you can find me.
Absolutely. Instagram. Hey, once again, I just want to go ahead and echo that. Thank you very much for having us on your platform, man. I've been watching you for a while. It's like I said, Mama, we made it. We made it to Urban Gun Review. We're here, baby.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, we appreciate you, man. We appreciate the love, man. We appreciate you go send us one of those shirts. We want to make sure we go ahead and plug that. Don't forget that.
Absolutely.
we need those shirts, and we'll send you send us your information. We'll get you a Vital shirt. We'll get that out, or a Sev2 shirt.
Yeah,
we'll make that happen. So you can find me, Jay the Shooter, on YouTube, _Jay the Shooter on Instagram, FFL-elite.com. Hopefully you'll put your description, put the link down to your affiliate links so people can support your channel, support his channel by clicking the link in the description. And Sev2 website is on the way.
Yeah, keep it legal, fellas. FFL Elite will get you on point. It will show you the way. It's a clear-cut pathway how to be an entrepreneur if this is what you love to do, whether it's build or whether it's just love them, whether just shoot them. Check it out.
Follow us. We're leading the way.
Absolutely.
Definitely. So I like to say I appreciate you guys for coming on. Tons of knowledge between you two, and it's just a phenomenal thing that you guys are doing, and I promise you it's going to change the face of the 2A. Is going to change everything, because it's building just so much and bridging a lot of gaps in the community, and it's just going to be major. And I appreciate you guys for coming on and sitting down and chopping it up with me. I know everybody got their own thing that they doing, and Jay, you out in Germany, doing your thing. So I appreciate you sitting down, and we definitely got to do this again.
Indeed, man.
Thank you.
If we made it here, Breakfast Club, we on the way.
On the way. All right, guys. I appreciate it. Stay blessed.
Thank you. You too.
Indeed.
All right.